Tyler here at New York Comic Con with a whole host of the Corpse crew here. I'm here with Pornzag Pichote, yes, Shay Grayson, and Adam Gorham.
Hi.
All three of these people have worked on the fun collab comic that is Exquisite Corpses with Tiny Onion. How has it been like working on this kind of jam piece? And I know we only have one mic here, but feel free to jump around. This kind of jam piece where you're taking over another creator's kind of work at the same time and building upon it and kind of it's like music and jazz in a way. Yeah, how's that like?
I've been telling everybody it's been cool to work on something where I can be a fan of it at the same time, and because there's so much work done by other people who I happen to love, it is a new issue comes out. I'm like, oh, this is so cool, and I forget sometimes that I work on it, and I know where everything is going, but it all comes in, and even knowing where it's going, it's executed in a way I never would have thought of and done with such style.
Yeah.
So it's like the funnest gig. It's the funnest, easiest gig.
Yeah. I think what I really loved is it kind of played out a little bit like D&D role playing,
Okay.
where it was like, here's a Bible and here is the script for the first issue. We haven't decided on really anything yet, so let's play. And it was really like that. In Buffalo, over a weekend, we played with this story, with these characters. We knew what the world was, we knew what the rules were and the themes, but we got to then build and discover the characters and the story along the way.
Okay.
So that was that kind of point of jazz where, like, you know the rules of jazz, you like know the rules of music, but then jazz is when you start breaking the rules.
And on the art side, probably similar but different. Yeah.
Yeah, art similar but different.
Yeah.
I'm a part of a really terrific cast of artists, and every issue that I read has inspired me to up my own game. I've tried to do my best to do work that fits the tone that Michael established in the first issue and that complements the work that everyone else is doing. And so it's a really fun activity for me, and also makes me really proud to be among these other people.
Sure.
That's one of the best experiences that I've had on a book in a long time, where sometimes you work on a title where there's other people and you're kind of considered like a fill-in artist, which it is what it is, but it's in a way never feels like I'm playing with somebody else's toys. It feels like I'm working on something that belongs to all of us, and our fingerprints are all over it. And that's really gratifying from a creative perspective.
It's a crew. It's a corpse crew.
It's a corpse crew. Yeah.
Is there, since you're describing it very as a collaborative process,
Yeah.
but I don't know if you're familiar with like the Commandi Challenge the DC did, where they would have creators write stories that other creators have to pick up on their cliffhanger.
Oh, right, yeah.
So is there like a gamified thing to like maybe like put something in for the next creative team to kind of have to tackle as like a fun little like, oh, you have to deal with the mess I set you up with?
Well, the best way to describe it was kind of a TV writer's room.
Sure.
Where, the kind of idea of passing the baton wasn't gamified, because we knew if it didn't feel serialized,
Sure.
we would kind of fail at what the readers would be experiencing. They'd be like, oh, a jump start to every issue, and we didn't want it to feel that way. But I think there was very much an opportunity to say, oh, you thought it was going to go that way. And then
Sure.
for us to be like, but what about this way? And James to be like, I actually like that better. Let's go. So it was more kind of a back and forth as opposed to like a start-stop as opposed to a relay race. It was very much just more of kind of like a battle royale. And we were battling out ideas and seeing what sticks.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was very much like a TV writer's room, and in that sense of, James wrote the first script, but then from there, the story was all of us. We all kind of jammed on it. We all have, skin in the game of like where the story was going to go. We all knew, by the time we left that summit, we all knew where the story was going to go, so we knew what we could do, what had to be done with all the different characters to surface the story.
Okay, and on that collaboration aspect, the creation of all the killers in it. There's a wacky group of characters and killers in this. In terms of designing it, was there a bit of a collaboration there as well from like a visual or?
No, that was all. So the characters themselves were all created by James and Michael.
Gotcha. Okay, yep.
But then we got to be lucky enough to really flesh them out and figure out what their tics are and all that. And that was, there's a lot of fun in sort of coloring within those lines of being like, ooh, what makes this particular killer stand out as opposed to the others and all that kind of stuff. So that's a ton of fun.
And that was all through a Buffalo Summit in Buffalo, New York?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all in Buffalo stuff, and sometimes you get to find that out in the page. You know, like I got to really flesh out Nurse Pete on the page and just be kind of
Horrifying.
Like, thank you, and just like what can make him the creepiest in the shortest amount of time, and that's a fun like challenge to get within sort of that really discrete unit.
Writing and I guess drawing these killers, like I guess having to tap into something like that. Do you question yourself afterwards?
I question myself every day.
Okay, good.
So
Me
yeah,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the greatest compliment I could ever get is like, that was really creepy, or like, what's wrong with you? If you say what's wrong with
Yes.
me, then I know I'm doing something right, and I'm happy about that.
Perfect.
Was the question like?
Like, did you having to tap into that, I guess, visceral killer nature of
Oh.
the characters? Does
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
make a question like, oh, why did I come up with that? That's freaky. Yeah.
Oh, I don't question that. I know where that comes from.
We're all, as you
Okay.
can see, we're all
it's
weird.
it's an excellent.
Gotcha,
So if
gotcha.
anything, this was just an excellent outlet to
Perfect.
just be
Good.
a
Comics as
little
therapy.
gross and violent and strange on the page.
Cool.
Yeah, instead of like in traffic or something.
Yeah, speaking of passing the baton, it was like, okay, I don't want to, at the summit, it was like, okay, this might be too much.
Mm.
Should I pitch it? And someone would pitch it and it'd be like, no, do that and make it babies. And everyone would be like, yeah, and make it babies, you know? So, so we had fun pushing the limits of that because one of the rules is that it's grounded. It's not
Sure.
supernatural.
Yep.
And so we kind of had to play with humanity and monstrosity on the page in a way that's like, these killers are cool. They feel larger than life. But this isn't a surrealist piece. This is a real grounded, gritty, dystopic kind of story.
I mean, you still, slide in a killer bunny man, even though he's a man.
Yeah.
But he's in there.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of this kind of coming together in Buffalo. Buffalo has a really good indie comics.
Yeah.
Gutter Pop.
Yeah,
great
we did a
shop.
signing there
Yes,
just to kind of kick
yes.
off the summit.
I remote day job in Buffalo. So,
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I know it's a fun town for that sort of stuff.
That's
so it's
cool.
cool seeing the independent nature, and I guess the tiny onion of it all. Just this production company that gets to work on a independent side of comics that is, everyone thinks, it's Superman, it's Batman, and Spider-Man, but like no, it's a whole, it's whatever you can create, and the ownership over that.
Yeah, and it's great about Tiny Onion too. Is like we are, like Say was saying, we are of all like minds. Like I've been in writers' room where you pitch a horror beat and someone's like, "What is wrong with you?" And so like to be in a room where everyone's just like, "No, make it babies." I mean, this is awesome.
Yeah, get more wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And I also think too, like I think part of the goal, like kind of also what Che was saying, like when people are worried about you, that's kind of the sign that you're doing something well. Like I remember when I first met Will Prince, who does Ice Cream Man, Will Maxwell Prince, who does Ice Cream Man. The first thing I asked him was like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "I get asked that a lot." Yeah. And so I think that's the best compliment you can get.
Cool. So with Exquisite Corpses, the game also got announced. Talk about gamified in the creation aspect of it. But what is it like seeing characters that you've worked on now going to be in somebody's apartment while they're drunk with their friends, just playing as killers and trying to kill their friends?
The wildest thing for me is because we played a early proto version of the game before we started to break the series.
In Buffalo?
Yeah, in Buffalo.
Oh, cool.
And you actually got to learn a lot about the characters through playing
okay.
the game. So like it changed my perceptions. Like, oh, this character is deadlier than I thought, and oh wow, this character is really cool. I might want to, give it a little bit more spin if I'm working on that character. Like I think this character will pop. And not based on the design, not based on this, but just like, oh, he's really fun to play.
Sure.
So that was new for me.
Yeah, and I think what I love about it is I've played it a couple of times. I've won it a couple of times. It's such a fun game. It's so accessible. Adam had played it for the first time in August, never having played games. So someone who loves to role play, who loves to do those kind of psychological kind of tabletop games, and then someone who's never done it before, there was just such an easy entry point to this game, and it was our icebreaker. So it's an excellent icebreaker, and it's a way to kind of look at the designs in these beautifully like illustrated cards and say, what does it spark in me? Because somebody might look at Slater and it was giving me like Christian Slater vibes, but for some people it was giving K-pop vibes. It's like, ooh, he's so dreamy. So it's like, I love that now it's letting fans say, well, what would Exquisite Corpses look like in your home? How would the story play out? Because we got to do it in Buffalo. Here are a set of cards for you to do it in your own home with your own friends.
And Adam, you must be a full-fledged gamer now.
It's really changed my life. I don't see my family unless they're holding cards.
Okay.
Um, no, it's a really fun game, and then as a component or extension of the comic, what's really neat about it is that you're spending time with characters who, the stakes are high in the series, right? And so things happen and they can't unhappen. Whereas in the game, you can there's the luxury of getting to, like Shade said, spending more time with characters, appreciating what they're capable of, and then I played it very early on, so when I played it, most of this was like entirely brand new for me, so it gave me like a whole appreciation for everything. But it combines the love of the comic, but also getting to spend time with your pals, and it's all wrapped up in like nasty horror. So
I know I'm excited because I have a lot of board game friends who are not comic book friends.
yeah,
So the inverse is what I'm trying to do.
yeah,
here.
there's a pretty
Yeah.
sweet Venn diagram.
We have like a bi-monthly game group, and now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get you to actually read something for once that's not a game manual. Well, outside of the time we have to do it for the Exquisite Corpus game. So that's really exciting. Is there anything on the horizon for you guys creatively? I know Exquisite Corpses and Tiny Onion is great. I know you guys have had a couple of announcements happening. Was there anything you want to plug, talk about?
Oh gosh, I don't know what I can talk about, but there's definitely really cool and exciting stuff happening. So I'm gonna hand this away before I say too much.
Smart.
Yesterday, Absolute Catwoman was announced, which I'm really, really excited about. It comes out in May, and so that's the clearest thing on the horizon for me, and I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, and I also in the spring of next year, Absolute Green Arrow comes out, and so we will be playing with that for a little bit.
I heard he's doing okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, he's going through some stuff.
Then maybe stuff through him too.
Yeah, stuff,
Yeah.
stuff through him.
Awesome.
Stuff is going through him, and he's going through stuff. So
Cool.
yeah.
Well, we're excited for Exquisite Corpses, the game, and everything you guys are working on. So yeah, this is Tyler from the Comics Palace. Thank you. Catch us on some more New York Comic Con stuff. We'll be here. And until next time, see ya.